Today's good news features a college football player giving away his scholarship to a teammate, a cat working at a library, and lastly, grandmas in Zimbabwe using friendship benches for therapy. Well, hello and welcome to some more good news. My name is Jake Augeri and I'm your host for the news show where we seek to highlight the good instead of focusing on the bad. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. We're so glad that you're here. Be sure to stick around to the end where I have an invitation for you. Let's get started. Imagine working so hard for your whole life to earn something and then to be so moved by compassion to give it away when you finally received it. That's exactly what Brian Dooley, a college football player at Eastern Michigan University, did. While Brian worked tirelessly to receive his football scholarship, he was inspired by the work ethic and commitment of his fellow offensive lineman, Zach Conti. Conti was a walk-on for the team, which meant that he was responsible to pay for his own college expenses. Because of his commitment to and love for the sport, Conti picked up a number of different side jobs to help offset the costs. These jobs included landscaping, demo work for housing renovations, and lastly, selling his plasma to make the necessary payments. Upon learning about the growing financial responsibilities that his teammate was incurring, Brian Dooley went and had a life-changing conversation with his coach, Chris Creighton. He requested that his scholarship be transferred to his struggling brother on the team, and the coach, even though he'd never heard of this or seen it done before, agreed to the idea. What follows is a heartwarming video of the two teammates embracing when Conti learned what his brother had done.
Yeah, see?
What a beautiful moment. Next, in the small town of Swanton, Ohio, the newest employee of the public library has captured the hearts of the local patrons. Benny is a 3-month-old cat who was recently adopted by Anna Burwell, who serves as an adult services coordinator for the library. Upon deciding to bring Benny to work one day, Anna found that the kids seemed much more engaged in the books and loved the addition of a furry friend who would serve as a great partner to play tag with. Not only that, but during story time, Benny loves to sit with the kids and finally falls asleep, serving as a perfect model of the peace and quiet that the librarians love to see. The only thing that would make this story better is if Benny were a dog and not a cat. Lastly, a movement has begun in Zimbabwe called the Friendship Bench. Born out of a desire to walk with the over 300 million people globally suffering from depression, a group of elderly grandmothers has been mobilized with the task of sitting on public benches and listening to people share their struggles and life stories. Traditionally known for and looked to for their wisdom, elderly women in Zimbabwe have stepped in to provide a shoulder to cry on and speak words of hope over those struggling. Each of these grandmothers walks through a training of basic cognitive behavioral therapy and are tasked with staffing a public bench with a sign that reads Friendship Bench across various locations throughout the country. They are a constant presence and are waiting for anyone who may need to sit down and have someone to talk to. These women are supported by and paid from the Zimbabwean Ministry of Health, and a movement has begun. Already serving over 500,000 people, the organization has dreams of expansion to both Europe and the Americas. Keep an eye out for a Friendship Bench near you. Well, that's it for this week's good news. Before you go, I would love to begin a new segment next week where we highlight some good news from the people in our community. I would love to hear from you, so introduce yourself down in the comments below. It can be a real or fake name. I won't tell on you. And tell me some good news. The heart for this is to be a community of hope when there's so much beauty to celebrate in one another's lives. If you missed last week's good news, don't forget to check that out and learn about Taylor Swift's mega donation. Until next time, this is episode 2 of Some More Good News. I'm Jake Augeri, and have a wonderful day.